Chris Bumstead and Blessing Awodibu. What a matchup this is. Can Bumstead defeat a pro show winning bodybuilder? Can Awodibu defeat the champion in classic physique? Can a Canadian beat an Irishman? Doesn't look Irish. But anyway, Bumstead might not look Canadian to some people either. What a matchup, what a matchup. Structurally speaking, as you can see, these guys are very similar. Not only that, but you may notice one other similarity. It's a vacuum noise. It's supposed to be funny. They both have vacuum poses. Look at that. And for an open class athlete, I guess today's day and age, it is getting less rarer. Samson Dauda has one. Hadi Chupon has one. Vacuum pose, I mean. Couple other ones. Just can't think off the top of my head, but there's definitely a couple of other ones. It's getting more common, and it is nice to see. Wow. Now, if you're going to judge these two, I think, and this goes for most matchups between classic physique and open class, there's going to be poses that are going to be blowouts for each different division. Like this one here, you look at the arms, boys to men, and food for thought. Bumstead may be a weak point for him anyway. The biceps, the arms, but I mean, all bodybuilders have weak points, right? It's just, you start off with the front double bi, and it's more noticeable. I like his vacuum pose a little bit better. Lat for lat, I guess Blessing has more of that wow factor. It pops out. It seems to anyway. When you watch the video footage of Bumstead and his lats just go boom! Superset man, boom. Anyway, his lats are lower inserted, more lowly inserted, I think. And with the better vacuum, I was going to say he has a better torso, but look at that. Wow. A Blessing. Man, oh man. His wheels are big. That's going to be one thing you're going to notice with an open class competitor. His wheels are usually bigger than a men's classic. More cuts for Bumstead. Go to the next shot. Who do you guys think was winning that front double? It's condition versus size. This one here, you can see the lats of Bumstead are more lowly inserted, and he does boom. Superman, boom. Lou Ferrigno's dad, Matty, both arms, Louis, boom. I guess he was the original boom. So it goes Matty, Superset Man, Marks Max Muscle, boom. Anyway, front lat spread. I would give this one to Bumstead for sure. It's the structures of these two very similar. You'll notice I made Bumstead probably 4 inches taller here. He is a couple inches taller, maybe even a few, definitely a couple inches, but he's standing straighter. You can see that. He has a longer head, does Bumstead. And when you're going into a classic physique division, having a long head helps because they measure your height. You're allowed more weight. So if you have an even longer neck, he's built perfect for this division. Anyway. Definitely an edge to Bumstead. But man, I'm impressed with the size of the wheels. Turn to the side. And this is a size thing here for Awodibu. Bigger arms, much like the front double. Bigger man's chest. He does have a big man's chest. And so does Bumstead. It's just a smaller Canadian man's chest. But he will not be intimidated by this force of nature. Bumstead will not be intimidated by the force of nature of Blessing Awodibu. That's what they call him, the force of nature. Because you see, Bumstead, for those of you who didn't realize, is an angler. He is an angler. He's a fisherman. Fisherman. Is that sexist? They still haven't got over that hump. The fishermen, they say men real quick. Fishermen. What about a fisherwoman? Women fish too. They just do not like mosquitoes. Anyway, Bumstead once again much smaller with a much more conditioned package when you look at the glutes, hamstrings, and the quads. Side tricep. And this one, for you Blessing Awodibu diehard fans, you realize that this is probably not the best side tricep that he has. He turns his leg straight, and he hits a more aesthetically pleasing one. So does Bumstead. But when you're judging it, I like to have shots hit to spec. There's different ways of hitting the most muscular. That one you can kind of... It's an unwritten rule. They hit one, the hands clasped or what have you, and then the crab. They generally have to hit this one first, but some of them don't. Some of them don't. They should have to. And Blessing, he is better in the other one, but this one here, not too bad. Not too bad. Needs to suck that stomach in a little bit, a la Chris Bumstead. You can see the vacuum. But some people prefer the abs. You can see the ab muscles. So it's the great debate. Abs versus vacuum. Which? Sean Ray versus Nasser Al-Somebody. Which? Ooh, that would be a good one too. Anyway, let's turn these buses around. Oh, did I not make mention? That was the 2020... Forgot my tongue in customs. That was the 2020 Bumstead, and so is this one, the rear lat. It's the only time he was hitting the rear lat. And he didn't hit the side triceps, baby please, Louis Marco. He didn't hit that pose 2021. He just hit it in 2020. Did I size these incorrectly? I know Bumstead's taller. I didn't make him too much taller because he's bending at the knees, but so is Blessing. Not as much. I think I made Bumstead a little too big here. His back looks more conditioned, more separated. But I don't know. Blessing has a lot of back. He has a lot of traps. They go all the way down to the bottom of those nicely lowly inserted lats. I don't know. When you look at the lower half, it's a situation where Bumstead is going to win because he's in better condition. He has more striated glutes. He has more separated hamstrings. It's separated, mate. Don't you forget it. No worries. Bigger calves, actually, on the Canadian man, Chris Bumstead. But that's 2020. Let's have a 2021 rear double. And, yeah. I like Blessing Awodibu just fine. And generally, an open class competitor will have a better back. Let's just face it, an open class competitor will beat a classic physique division competitor. But that's like saying a high school kid's gonna beat up a junior high school kid. Hey, when I was in junior high, there was at least a couple of high school kids that I could beat up. And you know what I'm saying? A really good classic physique competitor can beat not the best open class competitor. Same thing. And it appears here, well, the more I look, them arms thrown in the equation. Wow. Blessing does look good. The tops of the traps as well. But the condition of Bumstead, the glutes, the bum on Bumstead, it's more conditioned. Hamstrings as well. Turn around. Hoo-ah! I like this one of Blessing. Look at the size of the meat of the quad. Thicker midsection maybe, but he has more of a wow factor. More bubbly abs. Of course, maybe you don't like bubbly abs. Like a nice flat sheath of a stomach like Bumstead has. Of course, if you do not like then this one, then both Blessing and Bumstead have then this one. Hoo-ah! That's the vacuum pose. Look at that. And obviously, Bumstead, he's going to have a little bit better of a vacuum pose. Wider clavicle, wider chest development. So the chest looks better, framework, but those lats bulging out of Bumstead. Size of the wheels goes to Blessing, actually. But the extra cuts thrown into Bumstead's quads and in the hamstrings, I honestly would say, using these two versions, Bumstead would have an edge in the wheels, even though much smaller. And we're going to finish this one off, and it looks like the angler is he's wearing his way over to the open class competitor, the Irishman. The Canadian and the Irishman. What a matchup. Structurally speaking, very similar. Could Blessing go to classic physique? I think he could go to classic physique and raise heck. He'd raise heck. Of course, I don't want to flap my gums about that too much because we'll hear back from Greg Doucette, and I don't want that. Or do I? Anyway, he'd let you know exactly how much weight he would have to lose to get into this division. But I have to say, side by side, they do look very similar in weight, but keep in mind that long head and neck is going to earn Bumstead the ability to be able to, size in a little bit lighter or heavier, what have you. Hit thumbs up on the video if you enjoyed it. Bumstead, in my opinion, is the winner. He is just more conditioned, more peeled. But if Blessing was more conditioned, he would have won because he was bigger and more muscular in a lot of them shots. So food for thought on that one. Subscribe to the channel, guys, if you have not already. Have a great day.